Miss Aisha,
अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी सर।
you were having some problems with the internet, I believe.
यस सर।
I wasn't able to reply to your queries, so what I would do is that I'll talk to you tomorrow about the problems which you were facing, and in case you have missed something, I'll talk to you tomorrow and discuss all those things.
ओके सर।
Let's start with the listening exam. So, with the four people who are right now here, this listening exam is going to be having 40 questions, and the length of the audio is going to be 30 minutes. There are going to be four sections on this one, on the listening exam. And for the listening exam, you would be required, you would be required to answer 40 questions in 30 minutes, and there would be four sections. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I want you guys to take out the document which was shared with you yesterday. I want you to take out IELTS 7. Take out IELTS 7 and go to page 2 of the document. Go to page 2 of the document.
Sir, please give me a second.
Has everyone opened the document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please write these down. I'm going to just write them down, and I want you guys to write them down, and afterwards I'm going to discuss them with you. Skills required, ability to understand, response time,
Excuse me, sir, which document we have to open?
instructions,
Sir, which document we have to open?
no topic. Go to IELTS 7 book, IELTS 7, the one which we were working on yesterday, and go to page number 2. please note these down.
Sir, what's the sixth one?
Sixth one is logical. Being logical.
Sir, number seven. Sorry, number eight and
Number
ninth.
8 is free reading. Number 9 is knowledge. Number 10 is practice.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Now I'm going to read it for you. Number 1, skills required. Skills required. Ability to understand. Number 2, response time. Those who have just joined the class, I want you guys to go to page number 2 and move to this document for IELTS listening. Please go to this document for IELTS listening. This is something for the listening part, it's going to be more related to what you have been doing for years rather than what you would be doing right now. Hello?
Sir, which document?
IELTS 7, the one which we were using yesterday, and go to page number 2.
Okay, sir.
Page number 2. Okay, shall we start now?
Yes, sir.
Let's start. Let's start with this listening discussion. This is going to be the first time you're doing listening. So let's start with it. Now, when you're going to get the listening exam, this is something which I asked you guys last week also, and I'm going to ask you guys again. Miss Aisha, do you watch seasons and movies?
No, sir, not yet.
Okay, I gave you a list of seasons. I want you guys
Yes,
to
sir.
start watching them, because if you don't watch them, you would understand nothing from the listening exam. Those who watch English movies or seasons will be having more like fun in the listening exam. Okay, now if I'm going to ask you, how can you actually improve your listening? A very basic thing which you need to realize is that, have you done one of these 5 things? The first one, have you lived abroad? Have you lived in a place where English was spoken as a first language? Second, were you fond of watching English cricket matches? Because even if someone is not very much indulged in English, that person is watching cricket matches, that person would understand what they're saying very well. The third one is, if you watch English movies and seasons, you will have no problem in understanding what is being said. The fourth one is, if you have been watching cartoons where English, animated movies where English was spoken as a first language. And the fifth one is, if you were having a school, or I would say a house where English was being spoken as a first language. If you have not experienced one of these, listening would become a nightmare. To be, if I say these things honestly, I'm just going to rub this thing. After every 100 hours, you get an improvement of 0.5 band. अब 100 hours का क्या मतलब है? Mr. Fizan, you were telling me about Netflix. Are you there?
Yes.
अच्छा, अब
Sir.
आपको क्या लगता है कि आपने इंग्लिश मूवीज कितनी देखी होंगी अपनी जिंदगी में?
सर काफी ज्यादा देखी हैं, मतलब इतना एक नंबर नहीं
नंबर
में
आपको
से
नहीं
कह
पता,
सकते।
right? सीजन्स का भी हमें नहीं पता होता, हमने इतने
Yes.
ज्यादा देखे होते हैं. जब आप
Yes, sir.
100 hours listening के, when you complete 100 hours of listening, तो आपका जो बैंड है वो 1.5 से 1 बैंड इंप्रूव हो जाता है, क्योंकि अब आपको समझ आने लग जाता है कि वो क्या बोल रहे हैं. अब the first thing you all, and that is the reason I told you all about it on the first day, that ये जो एग्जाम है, ये लिसनिंग का एग्जाम, ये 30 मिनट्स का है. इस 30 मिनट्स में बस आपको ये पता लगेगा कि आपकी लिसनिंग कहाँ पे है. आपको कम से कम 100 आवर्स अपने करने पड़ेंगे, और मेजॉरिटी लोग 200 आवर्स 2 महीने में टीवी देख सकते हैं अगर उनके पास और कोई काम नहीं है करने को. But you would also be developing your grammar, your vocabulary and everything. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if you go towards 100 hours, अगर आप 50 मूवीज देखते हैं या 5 सीजन्स देखते हैं, तो आपकी जो लिसनिंग है अगर 5 पे है तो वो एकदम से 6 पे चली जाएगी. प्रैक्टिस से तो इंप्रूव होगी, मगर इससे बहुत जल्दी इंप्रूव होगी. So you need to be, you should be capable of understanding what they are saying rather than just doing listening exams. You should be giving yourself as much content, as much listening content as possible. The second one, Mr. Faraz.
Sir.
The second one states response time. अगर आप कोई वीडियो गेम खेल रहे हैं, if you're playing a video game, तो उस वीडियो गेम को अच्छे तरीके से खेलने के लिए कितने दिन चाहिए होते हैं?
सर अच्छी प्रैक्टिस चाहिए होती है, मतलब कि काफी जितनी दफा हम खेलेंगे वो उस पे एक ज्यादा इंप्रूवमेंट.
अच्छा, वीडियो गेम में हम क्या करते हैं, हमें कोई कहे ना कि ये आपने वीडियोस देखनी है, क्विज़ेस करने हैं, हम उसको थोड़ा देर करेंगे और छोड़ देंगे. वीडियो गेम में हम ये करते हैं, द वीडियो गेम स्ट्रैटेजी. हमें जब गेम नहीं समझ आ रही होती, तो हमने अगर 1 घंटा देख खेलनी है, तो हम 4-5 दिन पहले 4-5 दिन हम उसी गेम को 10-10 घंटे खेलते हैं. आप में से जो वीडियो गेम खेलते हैं उसको ये पता होगा, या who plays video games?
Yes, sir, I do.
जी, Mr. Fizan.
But nowadays, I'm not.
Yes, if you get a new game, Mr. Fizan,
Yes,
if
sir.
you get a new game and you're not able to master that game, तो आप उसको आराम से खेलते हैं, बहुत ज्यादा खेलते हैं.
Yes, sir. It takes time to master that, to get used to the controls and manuals. So I play.
Same goes.
Sir, when I was young, मैंने जो खेली थी जब गेम्स, तो सर इस तरह था कि शुरू में एक गेम का बहुत ज्यादा होता था कि मतलब कि ये वाली स्टेज भी कर लें, ये वाली स्टेज भी कर लें, तो शुरू में वो ज्यादा खेली जाती थी।
नहीं नहीं, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, आप जब ये गेम खेलते हैं ना तो आप से कुछ गलत हो रहा होता है ना, तो आपने सोचा होता है मैं 2 घंटे खेलूंगा ये खेलूंगी, तो आप अल्टीमेटली 6-6 घंटे उसी गेम को खेल रहे होते हैं क्योंकि आप हार नहीं मान रहे होते।
जी सर।
लिसनिंग एग्जाम में फॉर द लिसनिंग पार्ट, अगर मैं आपको कहूंगा ना आपने 3 घंटे 4 घंटे मूवीज देखनी है, तो आप अपने किसी रिश्तेदार को या दोस्त को बताएंगे, वो कहेंगे ये मूवी से कुछ नहीं है, इसके कोई टिप्स है। ये जो टिप्स है ये भी हम डिस्कस करेंगे, मगर जब आपको उसकी बात ही नहीं समझ आ रही तो आप नहीं उसको रिप्लाई कर सकेंगे, यू वोंट बी एबल टू रिस्पॉन्ड, यू वोंट बी एबल टू गिव द आंसर। व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द रिस्पॉन्स टाइम, देयर इज वन मेन फीचर अबाउट द लिसनिंग एग्जाम कि कभी कभी वो आंसर जल्दी बता देता है, कभी देर से बताता है। उसके बारे में पता लगना आपको सिर्फ एक तरीके से लग सकता है, इफ यू आर इफ only you are doing more exams, so your response time will improve with exams. Please write it down. Before 10 exams, no one is going to tell me that they cannot do the listening exam. After attempting 10 exams, you will come into a position, or you will land into a position that you would be able to know whether you're good or bad at it. Any problem?
No, sir.
Let's move to the third one. The third one is similar words. The entire IELTS, as far as listening is concerned, is dependent on similar words. They'll give you one word in the questions, they will give you another word in the audio. They would give you a word in the audio, another similar word would be given in the options. So please underline it that you need to be very well aware of the fact that similar words would be tested. Similar words का मतलब है उन्हीं के मिलते जुलते words, synonyms, आप meanings कह सकते हैं, synonyms कह सकते हैं, synonyms is a better word. Those similar words, and you should be having a very good response time. कल की जो क्लास है उसके अंदर मैंने आपको vocabulary के आपको notes देने हैं, and I also have to tell you something about writing task 2. But tomorrow's class is going to be when we would be making a strategy to develop vocabulary. Let's move to the fourth one, instructions. This is something you will understand when we will start doing this exam. When it comes to the instructions, it means when they say no more than 3 words, क्या आप 4 words लिख सकते हैं?
No sir.
Why?
Yes sir, compulsory है 3 words जो मैंने कह दिया था।
They are asking you to not to write down more than 3 words.
3 words.
Okay. Miss Mariam.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I would be conducting your speaking exam tomorrow because I saw your message late. What do you mean by grammar?
Lexical resources and linking devices and
No, grammar. What do you think? How do you think grammar would be relevant in the listening exam?
pauses and
Please write it down. In section 4, they change active voice into passive voice. So when they will change active voice into passive voice or passive voice into active voice, they change the structure of the sentence. Most people get those questions wrong in filling the blanks because they're not just asking you to follow the sequence, they're asking you to rearrange it. That means they're paraphrasing it. So there you need to understand that you need to understand what word would go correctly into the blank. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay. Number 6, logical. What do I mean by being logical? Logical का मतलब होता है कि अगर आपको एक situation दी जा रही है, if something is being given to you and you are going to write down an answer, but when you read that answer, it doesn't sound good, well, you have to think logically. For instance, अगर आप कह रहे हैं कि in the parking lot there were cars and buses. अब parking lot में cars होंगी और buses होंगी या एक ही, या if they say in the cars in the parking lot there were cars and motorcycles, answer क्या है? What is the answer? Cars and what was in the parking lot? तो आप क्या कहेंगे, क्या था parking lot में?
Cars and motorcycles.
Cars and motorcycles.
अच्छा, अब हम क्या गलती कर देते हैं कि हम में से अगर किसी ने मोटरसाइकिल्स का एस नहीं सुना तो हम लिख देंगे कार्स एंड मोटरसाइकिल, वहीं पे हमारा गलत हो जाएगा। हमने इस चीज को रियलाइज करना है कि अगर एक पार्किंग लॉट है उसके अंदर कार्स हैं तो मोटरसाइकिल्स ही होंगी ना, एक मोटरसाइकिल तो नहीं होगी। तो इस वजह से ज्यादातर लोग कहते हैं हम एस मिस कर गए थे। जिन्होंने कभी प्रैक्टिस की हो उनको पता होगा कि वो कहते हैं हम एस मिस कर गए, ये ठीक है, वो कहते हैं नहीं है ये ठीक। तो दिस इज वेयर you will get 2 to 3 questions wrong because you're not being logical. Fine?
Yes sir.
तो अगर पहली वाली चीज प्लूरल है तो अगर जैसे for instance she wanted to buy horses and goats, तो अब पहले horses है, जरूरी नहीं है कि हमेशा ही अगला goats होगा, but if you are not able to understand what that particular word was तो आप उसके पहले वाले को देख लेंगे, अगर वो भी एस है तो अगला वाला भी ज्यादातर एस ही होता है। Now look at number 7, spelling. As far as spelling is concerned, there is a very ambiguous, I would say, rule which they have mentioned. Spelling के बारे में it has been written down that if you are incorrectly writing down or you are spelling a word incorrectly, you will get no marks for a common word. But if you misspell an uncommon word, they would not regard it as a mistake. Did you understand what I said or not?
So what are the uncommon words?
अच्छा, अब uncommon words में वो आपको ये कह सकते हैं कि वो words जो ज्यादातर नहीं बोले जाते। अब ये ambiguous में इसलिए कह रहा था कि शायद किसी ने वो words सुने हो, कुछ लोगों ने वो words ना सुने हो। So it depends on the examiner. For instance, if I talk about trumpet, please write down the spelling of trumpet. Mr. Faizan, can you tell me the spelling of trumpet?
Sir, Trumpit.
Okay. Can you give me another musical instrument?
Sir, violin.
Violin. What else?
Saxophone.
Okay. What is the spelling of saxophone? Saxophone की क्या spelling है?
SEX.
XEX.
SEXO.
जी.
PHONE. I think it's.
ये ई नहीं है, ये ए है, मतलब वो आपको इस पे गलत कर देंगे। वो कहेंगे कि ये ऐसा वर्ड है जो कॉमन है। ये वाला वर्ड क्या देख रहे हैं आप, ये क्या लिखा हुआ है?
तो ये वर्ड है, मतलब जो कॉमनली यूज नहीं होता।
ये क्या वर्ड है? पढ़ें जरा। ये भी क्लैरिनेट। ये भी एक म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट है। तो अगर आप इसका स्पेलिंग गलत कर देंगे तो वो ये कहेंगे चलें ठीक है, इसको मार्क्स दे दें, थोड़ा बहुत समझ आ रहा है। Did you understand it now?
Yes sir.
मगर ये भी डिपेंड करता है कि आपका एक्सपोजर कितना रहा है जिंदगी में। मतलब अगर आप if you are a person who has gone to a school जहाँ पे म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट बजाए जाते थे तो शायद आपको पहले से क्लैरिनेट का पता हो तो आप you might get it correct. Number 8, please have a look at number 8. It is called free reading. You will get 20 to 25 seconds. You will get 20 to 25 seconds to read. You will get 20 to 25 seconds to read the questions before the audio is played. Now, let me give you a situation and tell me what would be your response time for that. I'm going to ask Miss Nimra, are you there? Miss Nimra, are you there? Miss Aisha, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Miss Aisha. If the examiner gives you some time to, Miss Nimra, I can't hear you, so I've asked Miss Aisha to speak now. Okay, I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Miss Aisha, if they give you some questions and they say you have some time to look at questions 1 to 3, in वो जो ऑडियो है वो तकरीबन आप कह सकते हैं 3 मिनट्स के लिए प्ले होगी और ये वाली भी 3 मिनट्स के लिए प्ले होगी. आप मुझे बताएं कि किस वाली के अंदर आंसर्स जल्दी जल्दी दिए जाएंगे, जिसमें 3 क्वेश्चंस के आंसर हैं या जिसके 6 क्वेश्चंस के आंसर हैं, 7 क्वेश्चंस के आंसर हैं.
3.
अब I'll say this thing once again. आपको एक ऑडियो दी जाती है और वो 3 मिनट्स के लिए चलती है और उसके 3 क्वेश्चंस हैं, तो उसके जो रिकॉर्डिंग है उसके अंदर आंसर्स आराम आराम से आएंगे या जल्दी जल्दी आएंगे?
आराम से आएंगे.
आराम से आएंगे. वो बाकी चीजों के बारे में भी बता रहे होंगे, राइट?
जी.
अच्छा, अब जब वो 4 to 10 वाला चलेगा तो उसमें तो उसने उसी रिकॉर्डिंग टाइम में अगली रिकॉर्डिंग के अंदर 7 क्वेश्चंस के आंसर देने हैं, तो वो जल्दी बताएगा या स्लो बताएगा?
जल्दी बताएगा.
अब इस चीज को आपने हमेशा याद रखना है कि हम कभी कभी व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट हम एक सेक्शन को आराम से कर रहे होते हैं, अगले सेक्शन में हम कहते हैं ये इतनी जल्दी क्यों चला दिया इसने. ये हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि हम इंस्ट्रक्शंस को पढ़ें और देखें कि वो कितने क्वेश्चंस उस रिकॉर्डिंग में आंसर होने हैं. डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड इट और नॉट?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So according to the number of questions you have to deal with, you have to prepare your mind. For instance, यहाँ पे 3 क्वेश्चन है, आपको पता लग जाएगा कि रिकॉर्डिंग बड़ी आसानी से होगी. आप जल्दी नहीं लिखना. You can also write it down very slowly. When they are giving you 4 to 10, इसका मतलब ये है कि वो आंसर्स को बड़ी तेजी से बोलते जाएंगे जल्दी और आपको तेजी से लिखना पड़ेगा. अगर ये 1 to 5 कर देते हैं और इसको 5, 6 to 10 कर देते हैं, ये फिर आप कहेंगे कि हाँ ये दोनों में एक ही पेस पे चलेगा जिसमें उसने आपको आंसर्स देने हैं. ओके, मिस्टर फराज, कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट इज द थीम पार्ट?
Yes. Sorry, sir.
व्हाट इज द थीम पार्ट?
I don't know the theme part.
अच्छा, अब अगर एग्जाम के अंदर लिसनिंग एग्जाम में वो स्टार्ट करते हैं
अच्छा,
बोलना
theme park कह रहे हैं सर आप?
थीम पार्ट के बारे में. अगर वो थीम
Sir, like Disney.
जी, अच्छा, वो थीम पार्क के बारे में बोलना स्टार्ट करते हैं और आपको थीम पार्क का नहीं पता, तो क्या होगा? आपकी ओवरऑल लिसनिंग जो है ना एकदम से नीचे चली जाएगी, क्योंकि आपको वो टॉपिक जो है वो आपको अपने फील्ड ऑफ इंटरेस्ट से बाहर होगा. लेट मी गिव यू अनदर वर्ड. व्हाट इज टोपोग्राफी? जिसको लोग टोपोग्राफी पढ़ते हैं, ये व्हाट इज टोपोग्राफी?
So it's the aerial view of any land or area is called topography.
Sir, a view from the top,
So
like
basically,
from a drone or
understanding the structure of an
Study
area.
of above ground.
Yes. अब ये इन सारी चीजों का नॉलेज आपको कहाँ से आएगा? कभी सोचा आपने?
More and more reading.
नहीं, रीडिंग तो है, वो तो रीडिंग दूसरी चीज थी. यहाँ पे किससे आएगा?
Exposure.
इसको जरा लिखें. You have to start watching seasons. You have to start watching documentaries. You have to start watching cartoons. You have to start doing these listening exams, which is going to be related to practice. And if you want to take it to a very high level, you could even go towards songs. मगर ये 5 चीजें अगर आप नहीं करें, seasons, documentaries, cartoons, movies, and practice, you will see that you will reach nowhere. Most people who are going for general training version are required to get 8 in the listening exam, which means you need to get at least more. In simple words, you should not get even one question wrong. आपको 35 से ऊपर स्कोर करना पड़ेगा. Not a single mistake. Now let's look at the other part, format. Please have a look at the document which was provided to you. Can you see it? Are you on that page?
yes, sir. Sir, what is the last one? Practice.
Practice. ये आपको इस Facebook page पे I would be sharing 10 books. आपको कम से कम 40 एग्जाम्स करने पड़ेंगे लिसनिंग के. इससे पहले कि आपको ये फील हो कि आपका listening, you feel that your listening is good. Okay, let's have a look at this part now. Miss Tehseen, are you there? Yes, Miss Sobia, what are you saying?
Sir, I'm asking which document are you saying?
ये जो अभी हमने निकाला हुआ है, I7 page number 2.
Okay, sir.
Sir, test 1.
Yes, test 1.
Okay, sir.
Okay, according to the new format, which I think changed in the beginning of 2020, there would be no example question. They are no longer going to give you an example question. Before this, they used to give the example question. Now they don't give example questions. Number 1, the exam is going to be in the chronological order. Reading के अंदर, for the reading part, अगर question 1 का आंसर पहली लाइन में था तो 2 का अगले पेज पे भी हो सकता था. But for the listening exam, it is always going to be in the chronological order. What does that mean? It means they will follow a certain sequence. जो ऑडियो चल रही होगी वो सीक्वेंस के तहत चलेगी. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि ऑडियो चल रही है तो आप कभी 1 के आंसर दे रहे हैं, कभी 7 के आंसर दे रहे हैं. With the sequence of the with the sequence of the audio, you will answer questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 accordingly. Number 2, numbers are confusing. What does that mean? It means numbers are very confusing. Whenever they talk about numbers, वो आपको इस तरीके से बोलते हैं numbers के बारे में. My credit card number is 7844. Sorry, it's 78544. They change the number. So you should always be prepared to make changes in your listening booklet, because this thing, you can do anything you want to. This thing is not going to be marked. After the exam, you would be given 10 extra minutes to transfer all your answers to the answer sheet. मतलब आप इस डॉक्यूमेंट के ऊपर जो आपकी बुकलेट है, क्वेश्चन बुकलेट है, उसके ऊपर आप जितनी मर्जी काटें, जितनी मर्जी उसको रब करें, उसको whatever you want to do, this thing is not going to be graded. So if they change something and you believe that your answer should be changed, you should be changing it. Fine?
Fine, sir.
Yes, sir.
The next one is proper noun. I'll be meeting Mr. Green tomorrow. Mr. Green, how do you spell it? अब आपके जो हमारा जो पहला इंस्टेंस है, the first response which we give towards something is that we write down our own spelling. But remember, whenever they give you the name of a specific place, person or thing, they always give you the spelling. वो आपको हमेशा spelling देते हैं. So अगर आपने green GREEN लिखा है, तो वो शायद green के spelling लिख देंगे GRANE. So you always have to prepare yourself that if they are giving you name of a specific town, a country, a place or a person, they would be changing the spelling from the one which is conventional. Got it?
Yes, sir.
जैसे आप
Yes.
अब क्लास ग्रेड 4 में मेरे एक टीचर थे जिनका नाम था मिस्टर पीलो. अच्छा, अब लोग इसको पिलो बोलेंगे, PLLO, मगर उनका जो नाम था वो था पीलो. इट वाज PILO. तो कोई कहे ना मिस्टर पीलो, तो वो PLLOW लिख देंगे, मगर the spelling is PILO. So you need to understand that the spelling is not going to would not be dependent on the pronunciation of the word. It is going to be dependent on how the examiner spells that word. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Next one, number 4, correct answer is repeated. ये ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि आप इसको हमेशा अप्लाई करें, but if you are going to if you're getting confused and you have no idea, anything which is being repeated 2 times is the answer. I don't consider it to be a very good tip, but you can just keep it with you in case you just want to have calculated guesses. Okay, number 5, MCQs. I would be discussing MCQs in detail when we would be looking at the questions, but for now, what do you think is the reason, Ms. Sobia, that people hate MCQs? Students MCQs
People
से क्यों
hate-
नफरत करते हैं?
Sir, I think people love MCQs.
नहीं, IELTS में नहीं करते. IELTS में नफरत करते हैं.
सर फिर उसमें वो लास्ट ऑप्शन जो होता है all of the above, none of these, उसकी वजह से.
वैसे नहीं होता. अभी आप एग्जाम को पूरा देखेंगे ना, फिर आपको थोड़ा ज्यादा आइडिया होगा. मैं अभी आपको वैसे समझा देता हूँ.
I think
Maybe
they
some
hate
similar
MC.
words.
Similar word.
Yes, sir, the similar word. Yes.
Maybe due to some similar words.
Okay, now what happens on the entire IELTS exam is that you are required to read the questions. आपको सिर्फ questions, majority exam के लिए आपको questions को पढ़ना होता है और आपको filling the blanks करने हैं या match करना है information को. MCQs में things change. Things change in MCQ. How do they change? They change in a way that now not only you are required to read the question but also read the options. तो जब आप options को भी पढ़ना start कर देते हैं तो क्या होता है? It becomes time consuming. Please write it down. It becomes time consuming. The second thing is, can I rub this thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So MCQs end up being very time consuming. the next thing which happens with MCQs is that they work on similar words. जो करेक्ट आंसर होता है वो ज्यादातर वर्ड बाय वर्ड जो ऑडियो में होता है वो ऑप्शंस में नहीं होता, उसी का सिमिलर वर्ड वहां पे होता है. And the worst thing about MCQs is that every option you see has one or two words already in the audio. Who understood what I was just trying to make you guys understand? Ms. Sophia, did you understand or not?
Yes, sir.
मैं आपको बड़े एक सिंपल सा एक सेंटेंस बोलता हूँ. So, which car would you be buying? तो आप कहेंगी, although my parents wanted me to buy a red one, I wanted to get a blue one. अच्छा, मैं इसमें ऑप्शन जरा दे रहा हूँ. Although my parents wanted me to get a red one, I wanted to get a blue one, but as the blue one was not available, I had to buy the white one. अब जो आपके ऑप्शंस होते हैं उसमें ये तीनों ऑप्शंस बोल देते हैं, वो तीनों लिखे होते हैं. हम जब सुनते हैं तो हम कहते हैं ये रेड तो सुन लिया था, इसी को चूज कर लें. But we don't understand that listening is not just hearing. Listening means to hear and also to understand.
Yes, sir.
So this person is saying Miss Sobia wanted to buy a car. So which car did she buy? Although her parents wanted her to buy the red one, she wanted the blue one, but the blue one was not available. Thus she had to buy the white one, which means MCQs के अंदर आपको ज़्यादातर, for most of the time, you would end up getting questions wrong because you were not listening, you were just hearing. You need to be a better listener in order to get these right. Now, I'm not going to talk about, or I'm not going to ask you guys to do it right now, but in case you want to remember it, sometimes people who are facing a lot of problems with the MCQs decide to ignore the options. जिनको MCQs में बहुत मसला होता है वो eventually ये सोचते हैं कि हम MCQs को पूरी तरीके से इग्नोर करें, अपने आंसर्स साइड पे लिख दें, बाद में उसको ऑप्शन के साथ मैच करें. Did you understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Who did not understand?
Is it a right approach or not?
Nothing is right or wrong. For instance, अभी मैं आपको इसलिए नहीं बताना चाह रहा था कि अभी मैं आपको कहूंगा तो आप कहेंगे ये क्या, ये हम क्यों कर रहे हैं. हम वो कर रहे हैं जो हम पहले पूरे एग्जाम में यही कर रहे हैं ना. हम कोई ऑप्शंस तो नहीं हमारे पास पूरे एग्जाम में, क्या है? हम असल इंफॉर्मेशन सुनते हैं मिस्टर फैजान और हम उसको बता देते हैं, राइट?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
तो कुछ लोगों को MCQs बेहतर लगते हैं, some people hate them. तो वो कहते हैं कि हम MCQs की वजह से कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. So they have to go towards the approach where they don't even look at the options. But right now it is not for you to decide whether you should be choosing the first approach or the second one. You should be just making yourself familiarized of the pattern. Afterwards, after doing 8 or 10 exams, you will be in a much better position to decide whether you should be choosing the first one or the second one.
Okay, sir.
Then 6.1, you have sections 1 to 4. Section 1 is deemed to be the easiest one. सबसे आसान होता है. Section 2 difficult, Section 3 is more difficult, and Section 4 is the most difficult one. अगर आप में से जिसने भी एग्जाम पहले दिया हुआ है, कभी किसी ने दिया है, तो असल एग्जाम हमेशा आसान होता है. And it is easier than the toughest exam given. For instance, book 13 or 14 में कुछ एग्जाम्स बहुत मुश्किल हैं. So अब ऐसा नहीं होता, like today I'm giving you a moderate one. The next exam, the next book which I would be uploading would be having easier questions. अच्छा शायद आप लोगों का 35 आए उस एग्जाम में, 35 आउट ऑफ 40। 2 हफ्ते के बाद आई माइट गिव यू अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट वन और आपका स्कोर 28 आ जाए। इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपकी लिसनिंग बदतर हो गई है, इसका मतलब ये है कि हमने अपने प्रिपरेशन को एक सीक्वेंस से चला रहे थे कि हर गुजरते दिन के साथ वी हैड टू मेक थिंग्स हार्डर, वी वर रिक्वायर्ड टू मेक थिंग्स डिफिकल्ट एंड वी आर जस्ट डूइंग दैट। Another thing which I discussed on that day, and that was related to accent. They're not only going to give you the British accent, they might give you the American, Canadian accent of a non-native speaker. So all accents would be there. Then you need to make yourself familiarized with the questions which we would be doing in the next few minutes, and then we have the answer sheet. Aapka, as I was telling you earlier, you are not going to be having, you would not be having this thing checked for you. You would be required to transfer all these questions to the answer sheet, after which you would be getting your score. I want you guys to go to page number 2 now. Take out this document. I'm going to play the audio in the next few minutes after we have discussed it. Miss Sobia, please read it for me.
Sir, please repeat the page number.
Page number 2 या 2
Okay,
है
sir.
या 10
Okay.
है, either 2 or 10.
Sir,
Yes,
please
sir.
give me a minute.
Okay.
Sir, could you please repeat 7, 8, 9?
आपको नहीं समझ आई?
फॉर्मेट में नहीं नहीं समझ आ गई सर, लेकिन ये लफ्ज सर बहुत छोटे लिखे हुए हैं।
अच्छा, रियल एग्जाम इज
सेक्शंस के बाद फिर क्या?
अच्छा मैं इसको फिर से लिख देता हूँ। रियल एग्जाम इज easier. 7. Number 8, accents. Number 9, questions. Got it?
Sir, what's the last one, sir?
Answer sheet.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sir, should I start?
Yes, please read. What do you see?
Section 1, question 1 to 5.
Mhm.
Complete the notes below.
Mhm.
Write no more than 3 words for each answer.
ये क्या है? ये क्या लिखा हुआ है
Transport.
इसमें? Sorry for interrupting. ये क्या लिखा हुआ है? Write no more than 3 words. ये क्या होती है? Instructions है?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Read it next.
Transport from airport to Milton.
Okay.
Example, distance, answer 147 miles.
Okay. Can you please tell me कि अब क्या वो आपको एग्जांपल्स देंगे न्यू फॉर्मेट के मुताबिक?
Sir,
क्या एग्जाम में would they give you this example question according to the new format of the exam which changed this year? अब वो एग्जांपल नहीं देते।
okay, sir.
ठीक है, कंटिन्यू।
Options,
जी
car hire,
जी आप वैसे
don't want.
जी आप वैसे पढ़ें तो वो आपको ऑप्शंस के बारे में बता रहे हैं। कार हायर और ये नंबर 1, ये 1 क्या लिखा हुआ है?
Number 1, sir, question.
वेरी गुड। सो दिस इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 1। तो इसका मतलब ये है कि वो एक उसने ऑप्शन आपको कार हायर दिया कि आप कार को हायर कर लें। दूसरी ऑप्शन जो है वो अगर आप सुनेंगे सही तरीके से तो वो कोई एक्सपेंसिव कहेगा कि ये वाली जो ऑप्शन है ये एक्सपेंसिव है, और ये अगर आपने सही समझा तो ये आपके क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 का आंसर होगा। गॉट इट?
Yes, sir.
ओके,
Yes, sir.
रीड इट। आगे पढ़ें।
Greyhound bus.
जी, ग्रे हाउंड बस क्या होती है?
$15 single.
ये क्या है ग्रे हाउंड बस?
Sir, some kind of bus.
जी, ग्रे हाउंड बस जो है ना ये नॉर्थ अमेरिका में बहुत पॉपुलर है। मैं जब कनाडा में रहता था तो मैं जिस शहर में रहता था उसका नाम था लंदन ओंटारियो। तो ग्रे हाउंड बस जो है ना वो इनएक्सपेंसिव होती है, ये महंगी नहीं होती, ये सस्ती होती है। अगर आप इसके बजाय रॉबर्ट क्यू एक और बस सर्विस होती है वो लें तो वो उससे ज़रा महंगी होती है, या फिर आप अपनी वैन ले सकते हैं। तो ग्रे हाउंड जो होती है ना उसके अंदर बहुत बड़ा एक बस होती है। अच्छा, अब ग्रे हाउंड बस के बारे में नॉलेज अगर आपने कभी पढ़ा हो, आप किसी कॉल सेंटर में काम किया हो जहाँ पे वो उस बारे में बात कर रहे हो, तो आपको आपका कंफर्ट लेवल बढ़ने लग जाएगा, आपका इंटरेस्ट, आप एंगेज हो जाएंगे उस चीज में। एंड इफ यू हैव नेवर हर्ड ऑफ इट तो आप कहेंगे कि कौन सी बस है, ये क्या है, किसी बस का नाम होगा, बट it's basically a company. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, continue.
$15 single,
Hmm.
27.50 return.
Okay.
Direct dash. There
Okay,
would be
direct to
second
the,
answer.
इसका मतलब है क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 में वो आपको कहेंगे आपने you have to go direct to the, कि कोई जगह होगी उसको आपने सुनना है, उसको लिख देना है, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, move on.
Long
Hmm.
third answer.
Okay. So continue please.
Airport shuttle 4 dash service.
Okay, so क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 वो आपको कुछ बोलेंगे सर्विस के बारे में। अच्छा, अब जब मैं इसको प्ले करूंगा तो मैं आपको सिंपली इसके बाद आप लोगों को कहूंगा कि आप इसके आंसर्स दे दें। अगर आपको आपके आंसर्स वो गलत हुए हैं तो मैं ये ऑडियो, अगर आपको नहीं भी अभी पता तो मैं इसको अभी भी लिख देता हूँ। I'll just write it down right now. You will go to YouTube. You'll go to youtube.com. You will search I7 listening test 1. और जब आप ये करेंगे तो आपकी ऑडियो स्टार्ट हो जाएगी। I7 listening test 1, तो यही वाली ऑडियो आप फिर से करें जब तक आपका स्कोर 30 प्लस नहीं होता। हर एग्जाम को 2-2 बार करें कि आपको समझ आए कि फॉर्मेट क्या है, राइट?
Yes, sir.
ओके, कंटिन्यू रीडिंग।
Every 2 hours.
Okay.
$35 single, $65 return. Need to dash.
Okay. I'm now going to play the audio. We are going to do the first 5 questions together. आप मुझे पहले ये बताएं कि आपको समझ आ रहा है जो
by University of Cambridge ESOL examinations. Published by Cambridge University Press. This recording is copyright. CD1. Test 1.
ये समझ आ रहा है?
जी सर, समझ आ रहा है।
बिल्कुल सही समझ
Yes,
आ रहा है।
जी सर।
ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट। इसमें आप लोगों ने इसको इंटरप्ट नहीं करना। 5 क्वेश्चन जब हो जाएंगे मैं आप में से किसी एक को कहूंगा कि इन 5 क्वेश्चंस के आंसर दें। ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट।
You will hear a conversation between a passenger and an official at the Land Transport Information Service at Toronto Airport. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello, this is Land Transport Information at Toronto Airport. How may I help you?
Oh, good morning. I'm flying to Toronto Airport next week and I need to get to a town called Milton. Could you tell me how I can get there?
Milton, did you say? Let me see. I think that's about 150 miles southwest of here. In fact, it's 147 miles to be exact. So it'll take you at least, say, 3 to 4 hours by road.
The distance from the airport to Milton is 147 miles. So 147 has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello, this is land transport information at Toronto Airport. How may I help you?
Oh, good morning. I'm flying to Toronto Airport next week and I need to get to a town called Milton. Could you tell me how I can get there?
Milton, did you say? Let me see. I think that's about 150 miles southwest of here. In fact, it's 147 miles to be exact. So it'll take you at least, say, 3 to 4 hours by road.
Wow, is it as far as that?
Yes, I'm afraid so. But you have a number of options to get you there, and you can always rent a car right here at the airport, of course.
Right. Well, I don't really want to drive myself, so I'd like more information about public transport.
Okay. In that case, the quickest and most comfortable is a cab. And of course, there are always plenty available, but it'll cost you. You can also take a Greyhound bus, or there's an airport shuttle service to Milton.
I think for that kind of distance, a cab would be way beyond my budget. But the bus sounds okay. Can you tell me how much that would cost?
Sure. Let's see, that would be $15 one way, or $27.50 return. That's on the Greyhound.
Ah, that's quite cheap. Great. Well, whereabouts does it stop in Milton?
It goes directly from the airport here to the city center, and it's pretty fast. But you have to bear in mind that there is only one departure a day, so it depends what time your flight gets in.
Oh, of course. Hang on. We're due to get there at 11:30 a.m.
Too bad. The bus leaves at 3:45, so you would have quite a wait, more than 4 hours.
Oh, I see. Well, what about the shuttle you mentioned?
Okay, that's the airport shuttle that will take you from the airport right to your hotel or private address. It's a door-to-door service, and it would suit you much better because there's one every 2 hours.
So how much does that cost?
Let's see. Yeah, that's $35 one way, $65 return. So I guess it's a bit more expensive than the Greyhound.
Oh, that doesn't sound too bad, especially if it'll take me straight to the hotel.
But you do need to reserve a seat.
Okay. Is it possible to make a booking right now through you?
Sure.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10.
Okay. Mr. Faizan, what did you choose for number 1?
Number 1, the cab.
Cab, fine.
Yes, it was
Mitra,
expensive.
what did you choose for number 2?
Sir, my internet was interrupting. I couldn't hear. I only heard the last part, number 4.
Okay. Tell me, I'll ask you to do number 4.
Okay.
I've told you about this link, so you'll do this test again and tell me what you scored.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Number 2. Who did number 2? Mr. Moore.
I've done, sir.
What is 2?
Should I tell?
Yes, Mr. Faraz, tell me. 2.
It's city center, sir.
City center?
Yeah.
Does everyone agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 3. Miss Sophia, tell me about number 3.
Sir, I could not hear number 3.
They said you have quite a wait. Quite a wait का क्या मतलब होता है? लंबा इंतजार. तो होगा long wait. So the answer would be wait.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Number 4, Miss Aisha.
Sir, door to door.
Very good. Miss Nimra, what did you choose for 4?
Sir, I have also written door to door.
Very good. And did you
Service.
do number 5?
No, sir, I only only heard,
But
I clearly only heard number 4.
okay, Mr.
Yes,
Malik
sir.
Farooq, what about 5?
For 5, I have written reserve seat.
Need to reserve a seat. Very good. Okay, I'll now ask Ms. Tessin to read questions 6 to 10.
Okay. Complete the booking from below. Write one word and your number
लगता है आपका इंटरनेट
And
डिस्कनेक्ट हो रहा है,
or
तो नहीं उनका
to
इंटरनेट वो
and slash लिखो.
ओके राइट वन वर्ड
okay.
एंड और अ नंबर. इसका क्या मतलब है कि आप एक वर्ड या फिर एक नंबर लिख सकते हैं या फिर एक वर्ड और नंबर भी लिख सकते हैं. और का मतलब एंड.
Right, sir.
ओके कंटिन्यू.
Okay. Okay. Airport shuttle booking form to Milton. Date number 6. Number of passengers 1.
Okay, for number
Bus
6.
time
6.
and
Miss
7.
Tessin, for number
Type
6.
of ticket.
No, please stop.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for interrupting. For number 6, you have to write down a date. For number 7, you have to tell the time of the bus.
Time.
Yes.
Yes.
For number 8, they are giving you the first name of the person and you have to tell the second
Yes,
name of the person
name.
and you have to write it down, right?
Okay.
For number 9, you have to write down flight number.
Yes.
For number 10, you have to write down
Flight number.
the credit card number and they are telling you that is question number 10.
Credit card number.
Fine?
Okay.
Let's start
Yes,
with
sir.
the listening audio.
Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10.
Okay, I just have to fill this form out for you. So, what date do you want to book this for?
The 16th of October. Oh, no, sorry, that's my departure date. I arrive on the 17th, so book it for them, please.
So, that's the Toronto Airport shuttle to Milton. And this is for just one person, or?
Yeah, just me, please.
Right. And you said your expected time of arrival was 11:30? So if I book your shuttle for after 12, let's say 12:30, that should give you plenty of time to, collect your baggage, maybe grab a coffee.
Yeah, that sounds fine. As long as we land on time.
Well, we'll take your flight details, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Now, what about the fare? What sort of ticket do you want? One way or?
Yeah, that'll be fine. Provided I can book the return trip once I'm there.
No problem. Just allow a couple of days in advance to make sure you get a seat. And what is your name, please?
Janet Thompson.
Is that Thompson spelled with a P?
No, it's Thomson.
Okay. And you'll be coming from the UK? What flight will you be traveling on?
Oh, it's Air Canada flight number AC936 from London Heathrow.
Right. Now, do you know where you'll be staying? We need to give the driver an address.
Yes, it's called the Vacation Motel, and I think it's near the town centre. Anyway, the address is 24 Kitchener Street. That's Kitchener.
That's fine. Right, so that's $35 to pay, please. Have you got your credit card number there?
Yes, it's a Visa card, and the number is 3303 8450 2045 6837.
Okay. Well, that seems to be everything. Have a good trip, and we'll see you in Toronto next week.
Yes, bye. Oh, thanks for your help.
Mr. Malik Farooq, you're going to tell me the answer for number 6. I think he can't hear me. Miss Mariam Yusuf, you there? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Please tell me the answer for number 6.
It would be 17 October.
17th?
October. 17 October.
17th October?
Yes, sir.
Did everyone write down the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Number 7.
12:30.
7 is 30.
It's 12:30 p.m.
Oh no. What is the answer? 7:30.
No, sir.
30.
It's 12:30.
12:30.
Okay, 12:30. Very good. Number 8.
Trade Thompson. THOMSON.
Very good. Miss Sobia, you will tell me the answers for 9 and 10.
So for 9, I could only hear AC 936.
Is it the answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. And number 10, Mr. Fazan.
So it's a credit card number 3303845020456837.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
it was not
Exactly.
very hard, right?
Yes, sir.
Please,
Yes, sir.
please move to the next page now. Section number 2. I want Mr. Faraz Zaidi to read these questions along with the options. Please read them.
Okay, sir. Section 2. Choose the correct letter A, B, or C. Number 11. PS Camping has been organizing holidays for number A 15 years, B 20 years, number C 25 years.
Okay.
Number 12. The company has most camping sites in A France, B Italy, C Switzerland. Number 13. Which organized activity can children do every day for the week? A. Football, B. Drama, C. Model making. Number 14. Some areas of the sites have a no noise rule after. Number A. 9:30 p.m., B. 10 p.m., C. 10:30 p.m. 15. The holiday insurance that is offered by PS Camping. Number A. Can be charged on an annual basis. B. Is included in the price of the holiday. Number C. Must be taken out at the time of booking. Number 16. Customers who recommend PS Camping to friends will receive. Number A. A free gift. B. An upgrade to a luxury tent. Number C. A discount.
Okay, let's start with it.
Yes.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 2.
I am stuck in a car. Getting stuck sucks.
Section 2. You will hear a representative from a holiday company called PS Camping giving a talk about the holidays the company organizes. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen and answer questions 11 to 16. Thank you all for coming to my talk this evening. It's nice to see so many people in the audience. For those of you who don't know very much about PS Camping, let me start by giving you some background information about the company. The company started 25 years ago. It actually opened as a retail chain selling camping equipment, and then 20 years ago, it bought a small number of campsites in the UK and began offering camping holidays. The company grew rapidly and has been providing holidays in continental Europe for the last 15 years. If you book a camping holiday with us, you'll have a choice of over 300 sites. In Italy, we now have some 64 sites that we either own or have exclusive use of. France is where we have the majority of sites, and we currently have a project to expand into Switzerland. We also have a number of sites in northern Spain, particularly in the mountainous region of Picos de Europa. We've upgraded all these Spanish sites and improved them considerably from their original 3-star rating. We believe our holidays offer superb facilities for the whole family. Parents who want their children to be fully occupied for all or part of the day can take advantage of our children's activities. These are organised by our well-qualified and enthusiastic staff. Each day kicks off with a sports match, perhaps football or volleyball, followed by an hour of drama for everyone. This may include singing or dancing, mime or other activities. In the afternoon, there's a different art activity for each day of the week, including a poster competition or model making. What's more, our sites are truly child-friendly, and with this in mind, we operate a no-noise rule in the evenings. Children's evening activities usually finish at 9:30 or occasionally 10, and from 10:30, holidaymakers are expected to be quiet in the areas where there are tents. We want nothing to go wrong on a PS camping holiday, but if it does, we also want all our customers to be insured. If you haven't organised an annual insurance policy of your own, you'll need to take out the low-cost cover we offer, and we require that you arrange this when you make your holiday reservation. There are many advantages to choosing PS Camping and to recommending it to others. As a regular customer, you'll be kept informed of special offers, and your friends can benefit from 10% off their holiday, or book a luxury tent for the price of a standard one. In return, we'll send you a thank you present, which you can choose from a list of high-quality items. Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions.
Okay, for this one, most people will get most of them wrong because this was a harder one. This set of questions were harder. I'm going to give you the answers. You all would be required to do this exam, this section once again as homework. Okay, so number 11 is B. Number 12 is A. 13 is B. 14 is C. 15 is C. 16 is A. Scores, please. Miss Aisha, what was your score?
Sir, 5.
Very good. Mr. Faizan?
Sir, in this section, section 2?
Yes, only this section.
Sir, 3.
3. Mr. Faraz?
Sir, it's 3.
3. Mr. Malik Farooq? Miss Mariam, score?
I could not attend 3 questions.
Okay. Mr. Moaz?
4 marks.
4 marks. Very good. Miss Linda?
Sir, I scored 4.
4. Miss Tahseen?
Sir, only one.
Okay. Do you want me to repeat it? आपका पहले वाले में क्या स्कोर था?
सर पहले वाले जो था ना, एक
हम्म,
मिनट मैं बताती हूँ, उसमें जो लास्ट वाला था ना, उसमें 2 नंबर जो मिसिंग थे, बाकी सारे ठीक थे।
अच्छा, चलिए ठीक है. Do you want me to repeat it or would you do it for homework?
सर
मैं इसको रिपीट करूं या फिर आप इसको होमवर्क में करेंगे?
होमवर्क में तो करना ही पड़ेगा दोबारा से।
अच्छा, नहीं वैसे अभी करूं रिपीट
नहीं
इसको?
नहीं सर, नहीं ना करें रिपीट।
चलें, let's go to the next set of questions. I want Mr. Moaz to read question 17 to 20.
Okay, sir. What does the speaker say about the following items? Write the correct letter A, B, or C. They are provided in all tents. Number B. B option. They are found in central areas of campsite. They are available on request.
Okay, I'll read it now.
7.
Yes, 17 barbecues. So you have to choose from A, B, or C. 17 is barbecues. 18 is toys. 19 is school boxes. And 20 is mops and buckets. So A is, इसमें से आपको 3 options में से choose करना पड़ेगा. They are provided in all tents. ये barbecues are they provided in all tents? Number B, they are found in central areas of the campsite. And C, they are available on request. Let's start with the audio.
17 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20. When it comes to our tents, these are equipped to the highest standard. We really do think of every essential detail, from an oven and cooking rings fueled by bottled gas to mirrors in the bedroom areas. If you don't want to cook indoors, you can borrow a barbecue if you ask in advance for one to be made available. And there's even a picnic blanket to sit on outside your tent. Inside, a box of games and toys can be found, and children's tents can be hired if required. All tents have a fridge, and if you want to spend the day on the beach, for example, ask for a specially designed PS Camping cool box, which will keep your food and drinks chilled. There are excellent washing facilities at all our sites, with washing machines and clotheslines in the central areas, along with mops and buckets in case your tent needs cleaning during your stay. All sites have a cafe and or a shop for those who'd rather eat in than dine at a local restaurant. That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Yes, starting with 17. 17 is C, 18A, 19C.
Now turn to section 3.
Seventeen is C, 18A, 19C, 20B. Now tell me your score out of 20, all of you. Each one of you. Your scores out of 20, I'm giving you 2 minutes to calculate it.
So for this section only.
ये दोनों sections को combine करके बताएं score. Okay, is everyone done?
Yes, sir.
I would be looking.
Yes, sir.
I would be looking at Billy Ness's today. Miss Aisha sent me the introduction and she also sent me the prepositional phrases. Miss Nimra sent me some homework. Miss Tehseen sent me some homework. But आप में से किसी ने भी paragraphs जो मैंने आपको topics दिए थे उसके paragraphs नहीं लिखे. जो common IELTS topics थे, you were required to do it. Secondly, I would be looking at billionessays.com today also to see how many of you have submitted the essay. Prepositional phrases मैंने आपको कहे थे, conjunctions का मैंने आपको कहा था कि आपने वो करना है. उनको कल की क्लास है, उसमें वैसे तो मैंने writing task 1 कराना था, but I'll have to focus on making you guys understand that unless you work on these things, things would remain the same. There would be no improvement. Miss Aisha, your score out of 20.
So 16.
Okay. Mr. Faraz, score out of 20.
Sir, it's 12.
Mr. Faizan, score out of 20.
It's 14.
Okay. Miss Mariam, score.
11.
Okay. Mr. Malik Farooq, score. Mr. Muaz, score.
Sir, 15 marks.
Very good. Miss Nimra, score.
Sir, I scored 12, but I couldn't hear the section 1 properly.
Okay.
I answered only number
Because of
4.
internet,
So
okay.
score is 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Miss Sobia, score.
11.
Okay. And Miss Tehseen, score.
9.
Okay.
9.
Not bad. ये आप अब आपका होमवर्क है कि आपने ये लिसनिंग टेस्ट 1 को सेक्शन 1 2 को फिर से करना है, सेक्शन 3 को भी अटेम्प्ट करना है, 4 को भी करना है, टेस्ट 2 टेस्ट 3 टेस्ट 4 ये चारों आपने करने हैं. अब एक चीज जो प्रॉब्लमेटिक होती है ऑनलाइन क्लासेस में वो ये नहीं होती कि कोई चीज समझ आ रही है या नहीं आ रही है, क्या हो रहा होता है. मैं पिछले 10 साल से ऑनलाइन वीडियोस बना रहा हूँ, 1000 बना चुका हूँ, मगर मेरे लिए प्रॉब्लमेटिक ये चीज है कि आई कैन नॉट मेक पीपल वर्क. अगर मैं आपके इस कैमरे के आगे आप लोगों को कहूँ ना आपने काम क्यों नहीं किया है, आप कहेंगे पता नहीं ये इंसान पागल शायद हो गया कि इतना ज्यादा एग्रेसिव हो गया. when I was teaching people in the academy, if people were not doing work, I used to make them sit for extra time. मैं उनको वीकेंड पे बुलाता था, मैं उनको बिठा देता था जब तक वो काम होता नहीं था. So from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to be very much strict about the things which were assigned to you. आपके essays हैं, introduction है, paragraphs, these listening exams, anything, vocabulary quizzes, grammar quizzes, anything which is going to be given to you has to be done. I am a bit helpless because I am now virtually engaged with you guys. If I were doing or if I was doing everything physically, things would have been easier for me. क्योंकि मेरा काम ये नहीं है कि मैं इधर बैठ जाऊं 9 बजे और सिर्फ वीडियो बनाऊं. It is my job to ensure that you guys improve and you get better at whatever you were trying to do. So it could be speaking, listening, reading, or writing. So please support me in this thing. From tomorrow onwards, I'm going to be very strict about. Tomorrow I'll just tell you guys, but over the weekend I'm going to be very strict about the homework which has been assigned to you guys. Fine?
Yes, sir.
जी, तो उस होमवर्क को आप वैसे छोड़
Yes, sir.
देंगे तो वो पाइल अप होता जाएगा. 2 दिन 3 दिन 4 5 दिन के बाद आप खुद सोच रहे होंगे अच्छा ये बेहतर नहीं हो रहा, ये क्या हो रहा है. But the thing is, I have never ever said even once that don't send me this essay, don't send me the speaking exam, don't send me this. मैंने बल्कि पहली क्लास में ये बताया था, अब मेरे पास टाइम ज़्यादा है, तो आप एसेस जितने सबमिट कर सकते हैं करें, जितने पैराग्राफ्स कर सकते हैं करें। अगर आप पहले मेरे फिजिकल क्लासेस में स्टूडेंट रह चुके हैं, तो आपको ये बात पता होगी कि मैं सुबह 8 से रात 10 बजे तक पढ़ाता था। मुझे हर क्लास में 20 से 25 स्टूडेंट्स को, मतलब, और वीकेंड पे भी, तो तकरीबन 200 स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ाना, उसके बाद उनके मॉक एग्जाम्स, उनके पहले मुझे बहुत काम करना पड़ता था। या तो मैंने आपको एक बार भी कहा कि मुझे एसेस ना भेजें, मैं नहीं करना चाहता, मैं थक चुका हूँ। So please don't deprive yourself of the improvement which you deserve. Okay? So from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to write
Okay, sir.
the homework which is to be done, and you all have to promise that you would be doing that homework. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
it is your homework till for this. ये अभी इस वीकेंड के मैंने आपको 4 लिस्टिंग एग्जाम्स दिए हैं, मैं आपको 4 और भी दूंगा। आपने इस वीकेंड पे 8 लिस्टिंग के एग्जाम्स करने हैं, but you will start doing these and you will start by doing the one which was provided to you. इसको फिर से अटेम्प्ट करें, और इसमें कोई आपको प्रॉब्लम होगी तो हम इसको डिस्कस करेंगे। ओके?
Yes, sir.
ओके, थैंक यू। खुदा।
Thank you, sir.
खुदा।